This is VK2IUW, taking on the call sign VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, call sign of the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club, and the 2-meter net for a Wednesday evening. Trust everyone is well. BMARC.org is the URL for the club website. Go along, take a look there. Club does foundation licenses, training every couple of months, and also upgrade classes training. Although I think that's probably come to an end, or very close to an end for that. Also on IRLP Reflector 9501, no echo link, unfortunately. Broadcasting live for the moment on Ustream. Do search for Ustream and my call sign, VK2 India Uniform Whiskey. Internet connection seems a little dodgy this evening, so that may not be on all evening. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, listening for any check-ins. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, listening. Good evening, Wayne. VK2 FWAY. Someone else double with you? VK2 HZ Portable, listening.
Sorry, mate, it's me. VK2 WF.
Evening, Brian. Good to hear you. Any further check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2-meter net? VK2 HZ Portable. Any further check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2-meter net? VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, listening. Nothing heard. Good evening to you, Wayne. Trust you're well. Good evening, Brian. Trust you're well too. And wonder what wonderful things you've been up to in the last week. I did listen to the 80-meter net last night. Well, I didn't. I actually recorded it and listened to it after. And also the AMSAT VK net, which was on this repeater last night, and also Bob, who seems to have taken up the role of doing the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club net on a Tuesday evening. Good on him. So he's a busy boy again. And I've been away for a while off the Central Coast, so haven't done any radio whatsoever. So no idea what's going on. I know there's a station going up at Andrews, I think, for the spring VHF UHF field day as a home station. So if anyone's interested, then that'd be an interesting and fun activity, which is this weekend. Round to you, Wayne. VK2 FWAY, VK2 HZ Portable.
VK2 HZ Portable, VK2 FWAY. Good evening, Hill, and good evening, Brian. Not a lot to report, Hill. It's been very quiet here as well. Been busy with work. I'm just getting ready to go to work tonight, so I'll be around for about another 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes, and then I'll be listening after that on the handheld on the way to work. Yes, I haven't really done anything. I went to the meeting last Friday. That's about the highlight of highlight of my week so far. Phil, it's been the weather hasn't been accommodating to do anything, and I had a problem where I lost a radial out of the vertical last week. I dropped it down and managed to refit the radial in the bottom, and I've put it in there and attached it with some so that it doesn't come out. So, but that's about it. Not a lot else happening. I too listen to the AMSAT net, and I also listen to Bob, and I see Bob saying that he might try and pass the baton on with his other chairmanship of that other net. So back to you, Phil. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable. VK2 FWAY.
Yes, we're always looking for other people to participate. I encourage any club members to put their hand up. I'm certainly open to sharing the 2 metre net, that's for sure. I think it's been a year now for me. It's been longer for Brian, but I think it's just on a year for me doing the 2 metre net, and it's been good. I've enjoyed it, but it would be nice to be able to share it with a few people, rather than having to do it every week. Rod and Daniel have been kind enough to cover for various times over the last year, and I haven't been able to come up when family matters prevail. But yeah, it's all good. Okay, on the club meeting on Friday, that's good. It's a shame that I missed it, but I was having a good time up on the Central Coast, so I'm not really too bothered. Yeah, I see you've been a busy boy, Brian, with your radio. It seems to be working really good. VK2 AAF, VK2 HZ Portable.
Roger, VK2 Hotels in the Portable, VK2 AAF. Before I go on too long, I've just repaired the DC power supply on the bench here, and I'm running high power right now, which is about 65 watts. Wanted to check for hum in my audio, so if you could kindly tell me if there's any hum in my audio. Back to you.
Sounds pretty good to me, Brian. I've got other stuff running in the shack, so it can make it a bit difficult. What do you reckon, Wayne?
I couldn't hear any discernible hum at all. It sounds a bit harsh, probably because it's running high power, but no, I couldn't discern any hum at all, Brian.
Okay, fine business. Well, that was let me change it down to 5 watts here. Hang on. Okay, back on 5 watts now. Yeah, the power supply has been a big challenge for the week. Bought it in January of 2015 down at JCAR, and it was sitting on the bench last Friday while I was down at the club, just running this transceiver here on receive, and came back home and found I thought I left the radio on, and so started sniffing around and found that when there was any load at all on it, it was putting out about 7 volts. Unloaded, it was putting out 22.5. So obviously we had lost regulation. But came to find out that the big nasty TO3 test transistors in the back of it had gone short from collector to base, and they either can be 2M3055 or MJ15003, which is a 20 amp version of the 3055. JCAR wouldn't have a bar of exchanging it for a working unit, so I ended up having to repair it, and found a couple of problems.
Yeah, okay, Brian. That's not good, is it? When that's advertised and it doesn't have what it says it should have. And I see on the list that you flew a letter off, which is probably the thing to do, I think. Yeah, that's not good at all. We're glad that you've got it all working again. That's excellent, and yeah, it sounds fine. Can't hear any hum or anything like that. When you put the power down, your signal went down slightly, but you're still just about fully quietening into the repeater, so that's good. And I know you've had some fun with your HF radio as well, so you've been pretty busy, Ryan. Electronics in the shack keeping you occupied, that's for sure. And it certainly sounded good last night. Probably a little bit off frequency for me. Maybe about 40 hertz, something like that, I reckon. I don't know. Depends on the how accurate my 7100 is, I suppose. Okay, let's see if there's any further check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2-minute nets. You don't need to be a member to join us. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable listen. Looks like it's going to be a short one this evening. Background to you, Wayne. VK2 FWAY, VK2 HZ Portable. Strange noise. VK2 FWAY, still there, Wayne? VK2 HZ Portable.
Yeah, I'm still here, Phil, but you might need to pedal a bit harder because you're extremely hard to hear.
Oh, that's no good. That's no good at all. Is it the signal weak into the box? Okay. Indicating that I have full power out. So am I weak into the box, guys?
I can hear you fine on the input, Hill, but through the repeater it's really, really noisy.
Oh, you're noisy as well. I wonder if the repeater's got a problem. I'll have to go on the other radio.
Well, can you hear me through the repeater okay?
Yeah, but you do have noise on you.
You have more noise than audio through the repeater.
Okay, I'm going to change radios.
Oh, there we go. That was good that time.
Yeah, that's strange. The signal strength on the repeater didn't go, unless I've got something terribly amiss. Hopefully you can hear me now. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable.
VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, VK2 FWAY. You're back to normal now, Phil. No, the signal strength didn't alter on the repeater here. It was still a solid 9 dB plus about 40 over here. No, it was just so noisy I could hardly hear. I don't know how Brian was hearing it, but certainly that was what was happening here. And I don't know, did you say that I was noisy through it as well, Hill?
Yeah. That's a strange one. I don't quite know what's going on there. How did you experience that one, Brian? VK2AAF, VK2HZ portable. You still there, Brian? Oh. Well, I've lost everything. Is that my rig? Or is it the aerial? Or is it the repeater? Swap the aerial into the other rig. Let's see what happens here. VK2HZ portable. Not sure. I've changed over to the 847 now, so not sure if it's the rig, the antenna, or the repeater. Back round to you, Wayne. VK2FWAY, VK2HZ portable.
VK2HZ portable, VK2FWAY. Yeah, I don't know, Hill. I think it's got to be the repeater because you were perfect on the input, so it was only through the repeater that it was extremely noisy, so that suggests to me that it had to be the repeater. But I don't know whether you were hearing me noisy or not. I didn't quite catch what you said there because that's how noisy it was here.
Yeah, you were noisy into that, noisier into the or out of the repeater rather. I didn't listen to you on the reverse. So oh well, we'll keep an eye on that. Like I say, I've changed radios now, so we'll see what happens. You still there, Brian? VK2AAF, VK2HZ portable. Nope, seems to have disappeared. So maybe the all the power's gone out in the Blue Mountains, and that's why everything's come crashing down. See if there's any further check-ins for the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 Minute Net. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable listener. Did it just crash again?
Working.
Yeah, it's strange. I didn't hear it drop at the end when I let go of the PTT. Any further check-ins? VK2 Hotel Zulu portable. No, where have you gone, Brian? VK2AAF, VK2HZ portable. That's strange. Not quite sure if it's local or.
That's what's happened. I bumped a button and switched off my CGCSS. Let me see if I'm back on. There's a Roger beep. Yep. When I was switching over to the input, I bumped the CGCSS button, and that's why I disappeared for a moment. So anyway, strange stuff. It's all working okay now. Don't know why. VK2 Hotels is the portal. VK2AAF.
Yeah, okay. What did you experience there, Brian? Because maybe it was because you were, because you're close to the repeater, you're on the input, but I didn't hear any heterodynes on the output. But Wayne went noisier than he is, and my signal went down. So, what did you experience? VK2AAF, VK2HZ portable.
Yeah, when you were noisy into the repeater, you were fine on fine direct. You are still S9 plus 40 here. Don't know what your power level is, but when you were noisy into the repeater, you were fine direct. So it was something affecting the receive sensitivity on the repeater itself. Over.
Yeah, that's strange. I don't quite know what was going on there. But I've changed radios now, but I've still got the same the same antenna. Hopefully it's not me, and hopefully it's not the repeater. Don't want the to have issues with the repeater. That's the last thing that we need, I think. Background to you, Wayne. VK2FWAY, VK2HZ portable.
VK2HZ portable, VK2FWAY. Okay, I'm intrigued. You said I was noisier, so that's saying that I'm noisy into the repeater. That's not normal. Well, I don't think it is anyway. It should be. This repeater's doing here, so I'm intrigued when you say that I'm noisy into the repeater. I'm on a different radio. I'm back on the 736. So just intrigued by that comment, Hill.
No, you're not.
Why not noise?
You're not noisy.
VK2HZ portable, VK2FWAY.
No, you're not noisy. But certainly when things went haywire, you had noise on your signal. So either my antenna or the repeater's got an issue. But no, you're a big signal into the box normally, Wayne, and you still are. Over.
Okay, that had me worried. Just another thing, I just noticed that I've just lost a power meter backlight on my 736. So that had me thinking, oh, maybe something's going wrong with this. Something else I'll have to replace. I've replaced one with an LED, and it looks like I'll have to replace the other one. So it's all happening, Hill. It's all certainly happening. But yeah, no, you had me worried when you said I was noisier. I didn't think I was actually noisy into this repeater. Yeah, you're about 20 over or something here, direct. So it was sounding nice. Yeah, I think the other radio actually sounds better than this one. But maybe that's just my ears. So. Yeah, it was. You didn't miss much by not going to the meeting last Friday. It was an informal meeting, and not much happening. But I know none of the other F calls turned up. I think there was only two of us up there, myself and Ron. But yeah, very casual affair heading towards the end of the year. Then VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2FWAY, getting ready to go to work.
Yeah, okay, Wayne. Yeah, I don't know when I haven't heard anything about if anything's happening Christmas-wise this year at the club. So it'd be interesting to see what's happening in that regard. Yeah, no, you're always a big signal, full quietening into the repeater, and also on the input you're well over 9, well over S9 on the input. This is an FT847, same amount of power, 50 watts. The good radio, the good radio, newer radio is the IC7100, which again is 50 watts as well. And I need that power from down here in my RF hole in Glenmore Park. So yeah, not sure what went on there. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on the repeater, give it a few pats and a bit of encouragement. What a nice repeater you are. You do a really good job, and maybe it'll keep going. Round to you, Brian. VK2AAF, VK2HZ portable.
Thanks for that help. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2AAF. Wayne, I just want to let you know that I have just ordered some the incandescent lights for the display on the meter on the IC735 that I've got. The little 12-volt incandescent lamp, and I had to buy 5 of them, and I only needed 1. So
Yeah, you take it, Wayne.
Okay, Brian. VK2AAF, VK2FWAY. Yeah, thanks for that, Brian. If I do one, I'll need to do two. So if you have two, I will happily take them. I've replaced a one with an LED before. I've got a whole bunch of LEDs here with that I've put resistors in line and etc. 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 But they still, even though they're frosted on the sides and supposed to illuminate, they still don't do the same job that the incandescent globes do. So if you happen to have two, I will happily relieve you of them and reward you appropriately for them. I looked, before I got mine, before I went the LED way, I looked at some of the prices they were asking were ridiculous. Some of the places in the US, like, not too bad, but they were wanting $5 each for them or something, US, and then about $35 to send them here. Who do these people think they are? But yes, we'll happily go that way if you happen to have a couple, Brian. VK2AF, VK2FWAY. VK2ALR.
Yeah, acknowledge, Bob. Good evening. Over to you, Brian.
On to Wayne rather quickly and hand it back to Hill there in just a second. But Wayne, yeah, no problem. I had to order 5. I only needed 1. And it would be nice to have a couple of spares taped up inside of the radio. The radio is 30 years old. So I expect that I will eventually lose some more. And yeah, that's the exact same problem I ran into. I had to do an awful lot of searching before I found them at a reasonable price, but it still cost, I think, $8 to ship them out. And $30 is the standard U.S. Postal Service International parcel rate. And these don't need to go as a parcel; they can go in a first-class letter. So even $8 is pretty ridiculous. So, but yeah, $30 is just out of the ballpark. But yep, I will have 2 for you, and I agree with you that LEDs just don't make the panel look the same as the incandescents do. So when those come in, I'll let you know, Wayne, and we'll hand it back to Hill now. VK2 Hotels to the portable VK2 out.
Yeah, okay, guys. Not a problem. Good evening, Bob. Trust you well. Your signal sounded pretty good into the repeater. So I don't know what happened last night when we had a chat. You just totally disappeared. So don't know if the wind blew your blew your antennas or something. I just put it back to Wayne because I think he's leaving for work. So we'll just put it back to Wayne for final comments with Brian. VK2FWAY, VK2HZ portable.
VK2 HZ portable, VK2FWAY. Yeah, okay. First, I'll just say to Brian, yeah, no problem, Brian. If you get them before the next meeting, I'll pick them up. Then. It's probably the easiest place for me to get them, easiest way. So got a few nets between now and then anyway, and can take it from there. And good evening to Bob. I was listening last night, Bob, while you were conducting your net. You had a few participants, so I just thought I'll just stay out of it and let you deal with the locals. And I did hear you come up on the MSET net at the end as well. So, and also glad to hear that that your mum's okay after having to rush her back to hospital. Anyway, I might now duck out for a little while. I'm about to get ready for work. I'll leave here in about 15 minutes. Probably won't get another round back, but I will be listening. And when I leave, I'll be listening on my handheld anyway. While I'm driving down the road, I can receive the
and just had the handheld sitting in the dash of the vehicle. So I'll take my leave, Hill, and start getting myself dressed and get rid of. It's my first night shift for about 5 or 6 weeks. I've got about 5 of them, and I'm looking forward to them. But somebody has to do them, as they say. A VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, a VK2 FWA1. VK2 NP.
Good evening, Cliff. VK2NP acknowledged. Yeah, okay, Wayne, not a problem. You have a nice evening. Thanks for coming aboard on the nets as usual. You're always there, which is really good. And okay, on the club meeting on Friday night. Yeah, it's a shame I couldn't get there, but was having a very nice time up on the central coast. Round to you, Bob. VK2AOR, VK2HZ Portable.
VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, VK2AOR. Yeah, fine. G'day to Wayne and to Cliff and to Brian as well. Good to hear you all. Not a bad sort of a signal. I tried it a bit this afternoon and it was a bit funny. I had a contact with Brian actually. Then the next time I pushed the button it didn't quite work, so not sure what's happening there, but it's certainly
I wonder what radio is running. I bet you're still talking underneath, Bob, so I'll just break for a second. Can anyone hear him on the input? Just see if his signal's varying or if it's a repeater thing. Is he noisy on the input, Brian?
I'm not hearing that buzz on the input, but his signal is falling off about every 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay, Bob. We lost you. Not sure if it's a repeater thing or because we did have some issues with the repeater a bit earlier on, I think. But you dropped out, and there's a very strange buzzing noise. But Brian can hear you on the input, and you said the buzzing noise is not on your signal on the input to the repeater. But your signal's going up and down every 30 seconds or so. So not quite sure what's going on there, whether it's an issue your end. I would suspect it is. So hopefully you can hear us, Bob. We'll just put it back to you very briefly just to see if you're copying. VK2 AOR, VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable. Yeah, I can't hear Bob on the inputs even when he's a good signal. So, unfortunately, pass it round to Cliff. Good evening, Cliff. Trust you're well. What have you been up to? VK2NP, VK2HZ Portable. copy any of that on the input, Brian?
Roger. I'm afraid that the deviation on Bob's present radio is way, way, way low. The buzz that we're hearing on the repeater, I believe, is perhaps QR Mary. I have a good signal on Bob. He's full scale, but about every 30 seconds or so, the signal drops off just a little bit and then comes right back, which is really strange. Yeah, the deviation is very low on the 9100 rig that he's using, I believe, right now. VK2 Hotel to the portable VK2AF.
W is filter position 1.
Is that you, Cliff?
Roger, it is filter position 1 because I've got the same rig.
Oh, there you go. You take it, Cliff, and explain to Bob what might be going on with this radio.
Roger, I hope you can hear me there, Bob. This is VK2MP. Yeah, these rigs, they need, with the microphone on running anyway, they need about 3/4 of the microphone gain plot nearly all the way up, but not quite. And the filter position to be in position 1, which is the widest deviation position. That's how I've got mine set at the moment. Anyway, hopefully that will help. I don't know. I can't hear my input either. That'll help. But anyway, good evening to you, to Brian, and to Wayne. I think Wayne might have gone there. But don't be doing too much. I did have a soda talk to the St George group last Wednesday, and surprised myself. It went down really well. So, and they said they had the biggest crowd they've had for a long time. Just my luck, huh? So, but anyway, we got through it, and yeah, that was appreciated, and so on. So yeah, got past my hesitation of standing up in front of a crowd and talking. VK2, it's a portable VK2MP.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Cliff. Well, that's good. Yeah, do the things that that you don't like doing, take you out of your comfort zone. That's always a good thing. So you can come up to our club up in the Blue Mountains and give the same talk then. No problems. I think we'd really appreciate that. We'll book you. When are you free, Cliff? Over.
It's a long list. Yeah, oh, who knows? Maybe I will. But anyway, some other guys that want to do it.
I think it's quite difficult to get people at times. So yeah, I think that would be an excellent idea. I'll mention it on the list for SOTA. I'm sure there'd be quite a few people that would be interested in that. As long as your fee is low, I don't think there'd be any problem. Anyway, thanks for coming through, Cliff. Good to have you on board, and we've had a few issues this evening. Not sure if the repeater has been playing up or my radio and my antenna playing up, but I've had to swap over to my 847 because my signal just about dropped out of the repeater. So I'm not sure if my antenna's got a problem or the radio has a problem, or if the repeater has an issue, because at the same time Wayne's signal went noisy with me, or the repeater output went noisy with me. So, but it could be my antenna. It is possible. Let's hope that it's not a problem with the repeater. Yeah, if it's a problem with my radio, then that's fine. I can deal with that one. Let's see if there's any further check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 meter net. Don't have to be a member of the club to join us. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable listening.
VK2 Victor Radio.
Good evening, Phil. Trust you well. Nice of you to hop along. Any further check-ins? VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable.